Alright guys, so today I'm going to explain the back tension release. So I have a couple here. I have the Levi Morgan backspin and the Stan Black Pearl. Both are hinge releases, both are back tension releases. So I thought I'd explain how to shoot them and a little bit about them. With the back tension, they're not really back tension. Even though they say back tension, it's a hinge. It's a rotation that sends them off. So from here, doesn't matter how hard I pull back, it's not going to go off until I start to rotate that piece. So it's the rotation that sets off a back tension, not the tension itself. So it's all about rotating. That's the first thing. Second thing is how not to punch yourself in the face. There's a lot of people pull back and punch themselves in the face because it goes drawing back. As long as you only have tension on this finger and the thumb, there is no way to set that tension off, to set that release off. Doesn't matter what brand of back tension release it is, as long as you're pulling with that finger or majority of that angle, it's never going to go off. Next thing is how to set it off. So a lot of people think it's with back tension, and by squeezing the back we'll set it off. Now you can do it that way, but a lot of the pros say that because your back is such a big muscle, it's hard to be precise with it. And I suppose you could think of it as pushing a button with your heel or your foot and pushing a button with your finger. Now I think you could realise you could be a lot more sensitive with your finger than you could be with your foot. And that's just because it's the leg is a lot larger muscle group than your finger. That's a little bit on how the pros think about setting off their back tension. You always need back tension, but they don't use that back tension to set it off. The next little thing is on how the pros shoot. Let's have a shot and I'll prove that you can shoot it with no back tension at all. If your hand does not move when it goes, they call that a dead hand in archery. And that means that when the release goes, you have no back tension. That's a way of telling if you have back tension or not. You always need back tension, but back tension does not fire the back tension release. So let's have a shot and I'll show you a dead hand. So this will be dead hand. You can watch. Sorry, that had back tension. Let's try again. Can't really shoot with no back tension now. But so, if it was dead, it would just end up here. I'd just shoot and nothing would happen. Okay, so let's try a release with back tension. Notice that? That's back tension, but it doesn't fire it. Now we can talk about the different ways to execute a back tension shot. And there's a few different ways the pros do it. So first we'll go over the Levi Morgan way of shooting a back tension with the Levi Morgan backspin. Levi Morgan says he's a real believer of the back's too big to be sensitive with it. The way he shoots it is kind of like a trigger and only uses these fingers. So now he's just constantly bringing that tension onto those fingers and firing it that way. So that's a Levi Morgan way of shooting a back tension, and we know Levi Morgan can shoot just with these fingers. You're just squeezing, making that hinge rotate. Let's have a shot like that. And Levi Morgan back's tension release style, all fingers. Levi Morgan. Now we'll talk about how Reo Wild shoots his back tension. Reo Wild doesn't use his fingers, but he actually keeps the back tension and then relaxes the index finger. By relaxing that finger, makes that hinge rotate. So he keeps the tension with the top fingers and then relaxes this finger. So as he's pulling back, that finger releases, and he's pulling back with the top ones and relaxing that front one. Just show you how that looks. Reo Wild style. Reo Wild style. Now we'll go on to the Jesse Broadwater and the Chance Bobeth way of releasing the back tension. So their style is, Bobeth uses a forefinger. So the way they do it is they got tension and they just relax all their fingers. They just relax all their fingers, and by relaxing all their fingers naturally makes the hinge rotate. Because your hand naturally sits on the fire position. So when it's tensed, you relax into that fire position. This is a tricky one because you've got to keep back tension with the back the whole time. So you don't want to relax everything and fall into it. Got to make sure you keep that back tension. And while you're going back, you relax the hand. Jesse Broadwater has a real shallow knuckle grip. Really stretched out hand, but Chance has a really deep grip. The Chance is like that and then relaxes into it. So you can look up both of them and see what I'm talking about, but that's how they do it. So Jesse's there, real shallow, and Chance is real deep. Both top shooters. Just relax that hand. So let's have a shot and I'll show you what that looks like. So that was the 3 different ways to shoot at back tension. I'm sure there's more, but they're the 3 main ways. So if you like this video, I thought I'd give you a little bit of a tip or two. If you could smash that like button, it'd be much appreciated, as I'm a new YouTuber and just found out that it means a lot to get these likes. So if you could hit the like button, it'd be much appreciated. And if you want some more, hit the subscribe button. Alright guys, I'll catch you next time.